Hello! To celebrate the Spy X Family anime, I made Yor's stew from the manga. Yor's cooking usually results in food poisoning and fainting, or in the case of her brother, regurgitation. With assistance, Yor was able to create her mother's delicious and comforting stew. She really loved her mother's stew and wanted to recreate it for her own family for them to enjoy and to maintain a happy fake married life so she can continue being an undercover assassin. At the end of the chapter though, she sees her family praising her and smiling from eating the food she made, and she found the happiness it brought her outweighs her previous thoughts on maintaining her fake persona. I also want you to have a smile on your face after eating Yor's stew, so I recreated it for you to make and enjoy eating too. Based on what I saw in the manga, I found the stew is a variation of a traditional Austrian goulash. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Fiaca goulash. The main difference between the stews is the garnishes and accompaniments: a fried egg, wiener sausage, boiled potato, and a fan-cut pickled gherkins. The ingredients to make the stew include 2.2 pounds of beef shank, 1 3/4 pounds onions, 1 wiener sausage, 2 eggs, 1 potato, half tablespoon of caraway seeds, half tablespoon of dried marjoram, 4 tablespoons of sweet Hungarian paprika, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, half tablespoon of vinegar, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 bay leaves, 1.5 tablespoon of sour cream, 3 cups of water, and 3 pats of butter. I'll put links in the description for where you can buy the ingredients. First, cut the beef shank into 2-inch cubes. Don't cut the beef as thin as hair like Yor did. Cut off the fat from the meat where you see it. Cut the onions into half-moon slivers. Be sure not to put so much strength into it and cut the cutting board itself like Yor did. Cut the wiener sausage into bite-sized pieces. Put a pot on the stovetop and turn it on to medium heat. I used the Dutch oven, but you can use a stainless steel pot if you don't have a Dutch oven. Add 1 pat of butter to the pot. Once the butter has melted, add the beef chunks into the pot to brown on all sides. Be sure to give the beef enough space between each piece to brown properly. You may need to brown the beef in batches to do this. To prevent burning the beef, add more butter when necessary. Once the beef has browned, remove it from the pot and put them in a bowl for later. Turn off the stovetop after removing the beef from the pot. Save the flavorful brown bits at the bottom of the pot. First, remove the leftover butter with a paper towel. Next, add 1 cup of water to the pot. Turn on the stovetop to low heat. Scrape the fond, aka brown bits, off the bottom of the pot, then turn off the stovetop. Put the fond and the liquid in the same bowl as the beef. If you want to keep using the same pot for the next step, you can clean it by simply wiping up the excess with a paper towel. Next, I'm going to make caramelized onions. Add 1 pat of butter to the pot. Turn the stovetop on to medium heat. Once the butter has melted, add the onions and stir the onions in the butter. Stir the pot occasionally and caramelize the onions until they are a nice golden or dark brown. Once the onions are caramelized, add the tomato paste. Add the marjoram, Add the caraway seeds. Stir the contents of the pot for 1 minute to toast the seasoning. For the paprika I'm adding next, to prevent it from burning, I toast it in the pot for a few seconds, then quickly add water. Add paprika. Stir quickly for a few seconds. Add 1 cup of water, then stir. Add vinegar, then stir. Let the mixture reduce until the liquid is gone. Once the mixture has reduced, add the beef juices, and fond, then stir. Add the wiener sausage, then stir. Add the bay leaves. Add the salt, then stir. Add 1 cup of water, then stir. Add the sour cream, then stir. If you like what you've seen so far, don't forget to subscribe so you can look forward to watching more videos like this in the future. Cover the pot and simmer on low heat for 3 hours. The stew tastes better after leaving it in the fridge overnight to melt all the flavors together. You'll prepare the accompaniments just before serving the stew. First, I'll be boiling a potato. With a cleaned potato, cut the center of the potato a little below the skin. Score the center of the potato. Put the potato in a cold pot of water on the stovetop. Be sure to put enough water so the potato is fully submerged. You can salt the water to flavor the potato if you prefer. Boil the water to cook the potato. The potato is cooked when it is easily pierced with a knife or fork, which you can use to take the hot potato out of the pot. Turn the stovetop off when the potato is done cooking. Cool the potato with water, then remove the skin. Next, I'll be making the fried egg. Put a pan on the stovetop, then add a pat of butter to the pan. Turn the stovetop on to medium heat. With the melted butter spread throughout the pan, crack 2 eggs next to each other. Depending on the size of the plate you're going to serve the stew in, adjust the size of the fried egg. Make it a little more compact for smaller dishes, and for larger dishes you can let it spread out a little more. Cook the eggs until the edges turn brown. Once the edges have browned, remove the pan from the stovetop and turn off the heat. While your stew does not appear to have gherkins to garnish it, I do see it in the memory of her mother's stew. To fan cut the gherkin, from one end of it to a little bit before the other end, you're going to make 4 to 5 cuts in it. After you're done cutting, spread out the cuts like a fan and put it on the side of the stew to garnish. Plate the stew, then add the potato and fried egg. To make this dish look like yours dish, break the egg yolks. Time to taste yours delicious and happy stew. Itadakimasu. Delicious. The stew is sweet, warm, and mellow from the paprika. I can taste the caraway seeds, but it's not overbearing and it's cooked through so it's not crunchy. Let's try the beef shank next. The shank is soft and has a nice chewing mouthfeel. The sausage wiener has taken on the flavor of the stew but still maintains its texture. The fried egg is tasty with the flavor of the stew and complements the runny egg yolk. The potato is soft and fluffy and is a nice starch to accompany the stew. As the sour cream is what defines the stew, I tried eating the stew with bites of sour cream. I actually like this flavor better, and you can try it yourself to see if you like it too or not. I hope you enjoy making and eating your stew too. Support the mangaka by buying the manga online or at your local bookstore when translated. I'll have links in the description for buying the manga in English and Japanese. Follow the mangaka and anime on Twitter, which I'll also have links for in the description. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, see ya!